Okay, well, hello, sports fans. It's Willie Charger here, and this is the Super Bowl time of the year. And today, Lenny and Nick and I are going to be spending some time talking about the Super Bowl. Lenny, what do you got to say about the big game?
Well, those of us on this panel, of course, we're professional sports commentators, and so we know a lot. But let's just, for the benefit of our viewers, make sure they understand exactly what we're talking about. First of all, can you clarify, even for me, honestly, was the game last weekend or is it next weekend?
This weekend coming up.
It's coming up. Okay, that's a little problematical for me. I have a little trouble figuring out how we're going to talk about something that hasn't happened yet. Fine, we'll do our best. We're not futurists, but again, we'll do our best. Now, again, for the benefit of our viewers, who is playing exactly?
This year, it's the Los Angeles Rams against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Rams. Okay, so Cincinnati, Cleveland. Got it. Sorry, not Cleveland. St. Louis. So it sounds like it's going to be a good game next weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's just talk about some of the players on these teams. Oh, hang on. Somebody's at the front door. I'll be right back. Excuse me.
I can jump in for Lenny there, Willie. Talking about some of the players here on the Rams, obviously Aaron Donald is going to be kind of the big name. You got to block that guy, right? Everyone knows it every game going into him, and he still just messes up the game. Even if it looks like he's getting blocked, he's just taking so much off of the other guys on the line. And then for the Bengals, I mean, Burrow's the guy. I think he's more of a QB headline name at this point than Stafford.
Aaron Donald and Von Miller, I think, are going to really have a big impact in the game, given that the Bengals have a pretty pathetic offensive line. Remember that they gave up like 9 sacks against the Titans earlier in the playoffs, and yet they won the game. I don't think they can give up 9 sacks to the Rams and think that they're going to win the game. I don't know if Joe Burrow could survive that. So I think it's going to be one in the trenches, and whoever wins the line of scrimmage, I think, is going to win the game. One of the things that commentators are talking about also is the weather here in Southern California. I don't know where you are, Nick. There, San Ynez, but it's like in the 80s here, and they're talking about the game on this weekend being the hottest Super Bowl in NFL history. You think the weather will have any factor in the game, Nick?
Yeah, if as long as they're getting it on the field, I mean, it's going to be an advantage for whatever team wears the dark or the lighter jersey too. If we're worrying about the heat there, but yeah, I think that'll definitely play a factor because the LA Rams are used to playing in this kind of weather, and the Bengals are probably practicing in snow right now. You know?
No, the Bengals are actually playing in the Rose Bowl, practicing the Rose Bowl this week, and they were talking about how hot it is there. And the Rams, I think, they moved their practice from Thousand Oaks because it was too windy to, I think, somewhere to Pasadena. I'm not sure where the Rams moved, but
that's
yeah,
extra hot there. Yeah, I just meant in general in Cincinnati. Like, I mean, they came out for Super Bowl week, but I do think the Rams will have the advantage. Just, you know, that California winter is not like a Cincinnati winter. So if we were going to Cincinnati, then, you know, they'd have the advantage just being used to the cold.
So you're looking at Matthew Stafford and we're looking at Joe Burrow. Which one of those two quarterbacks do you think is going to be clutch? I mean, remember that Stafford, he's been around the block for many years, and for Burrow, this is only his second year. You think that the veteran experience is going to help out Stafford?
He's not a veteran in the Super Bowl and barely won in the playoffs. And if it weren't for that dropped pick against the Niners, he wouldn't even be here. I'd say Joe Burrow's definitely vibing on that just kind of clutch ride he's taking his team on right now. In my opinion, the Cincinnati defense has been winning them these games, but Joe Burrow has been clutch and has been making the plays when you need him to. You know, when the Rams had coughed up 4 fumbles or 4 turnovers and almost lost to the Bucks, we're like, oh, that's an anomaly. But then they almost did that again to the Niners, and they overcame a team they should have beat and still almost lost with that drop pick. So I'd say Burrow's been playing more clutch. He just played in the LSU championship like 2 years ago. Like, he's already had more big time games than Stafford, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the other angle, whether he's going to win a Super Bowl to go along with his college championship at LSU. I don't think any quarterback has done that. So, that's added incentive there. The other story I saw coming out of the Super Bowl week was the Rams defensive back Jalen Ramsey coming out and saying that he wants to cover Jamar Chase. What do you think, Nick? Is that a good idea?
I mean, Jalen's the best lockdown corner in the league, so if anyone can do it, it's him. And if Jamar's fast, so if he keeps his head on straight and doesn't let Jalen, Jalen's gonna push him and shove him a little extra and talk some smack, and that can't get in his head as long as he just stays cool. I mean, that it's going to be a bigger reward for Jamar to get that one play than for Jalen, and all it takes is one step, and you're chasing Jamar essentially down the field. So Jalen can back it up. I think he's trying to get in that guy's head. I think Jalen can talk this talk and back it up. It's really going to be on what Jamar can do to separate himself.
Well, while you're talking about the Ram defenders, what about Eric Weddle coming out of retirement and getting into the Rams secondary, having one final chance to get that elusive Super Bowl ring? As a Charger fan, I was kind of interested in this story. Nick Weddle played for the Chargers for many years before he took off for the Ravens, and then eventually he retired. Are you on board with Eric Weddle winning the Super Bowl ring, Nick?
Yeah, he was one of my favorites as a Charger. He played hard for us and played really well his whole time with us. So I'm actually kind of happy for him there. On the flip side, God, you'd think with the Rams being my second team my whole life after the Chargers, I'd be more excited for them to be in the Super Bowl. And I don't feel like they deserve it. I get a lot of flack for that, and I have a lot of friends that are Rams fans, and my uncle's a Rams fan, and I'm happy for them, but I don't think the Rams I don't think they played well enough in the playoffs. They almost lost to the Bucks. They almost lost to the Niners. They got lucky, and you could say the same thing with the Bengals, but they are overperforming where the Rams are, underperforming, and they're saying that, oh, Stafford was the missing piece. He's bringing us all together. It's like, dude, McVay got there with Goff, and they put up 3 points. Let's not call him the big savior yet. If they don't win the Super Bowl, then, they just totally trashed their next few years with draft picks for this move. And if they don't win, it was all for nothing, in my opinion. Just getting there again for all that, not worth it. But I don't know why I'm such a hater, man. I think I just like the Burrow swag. I think I like that he beat Pat Mahomes. That was one of the best things that happened this last month.
The Chiefs going out was something that a lot of people celebrated, and it was interesting seeing Mahomes backing up Justin Herbert in the Pro Bowl, and even better, Justin Herbert winning the MVP award after throwing 2 touchdown passes. It was pretty much a flag football game, but anyway, yeah.
There's some skill there. I mean, Mahomes, Herbert threw a pick, but he didn't throw a pick six. And who caught it? It was Winfield Jr., the guy who picked him off last year in the Super Bowl. And then he did that little fake pitch thing, and he juked him. Obviously, they're just messing around, but I loved it. Mahomes looked still shook. I hope it carried. I hope he's regressing. He went from winning a Super Bowl to losing a Super Bowl to losing the AFC Championship game. So I hope we're trending downward here.
Well, getting back to the Rams, I would like to see them win. They are a Southern California team. We're 100 miles away from SoFi Stadium. I think that the Rams are definitely due. They've been to the Super Bowl. It's going to be their fifth time. They've only won once. That 2000 Super Bowl win when they were in St. Louis against the Tennessee Titans, what some call one of the best Super Bowl games ever played, and they are right. The game was tied with 2 minutes to play, and then Kurt Warner throws that 73-yard touchdown pass to Isaac Bruce, and then at the very end, the Rams defense is able to hold off the Titans on the 1 yard line on the last play of the game, 23-16. Willie remembers that game because Willie won $500 in an office pool because the score ended up 23-16. If that guy would have scored at the end of the game, there's $500 flying out the window. So it was one of the greatest Super Bowl games for Willie in his entire life. Of course,
I think I was in third grade back then. That's a great I remember that game vividly. But if I had won $500, Jesus, would have come up.
Well, I remember watching the game, standing in front of the TV, screaming at the defender to tackle him on the last play of the game. And my daughter, Stephanie, was only 5 or 6 years old. She knew what $500 was, and she was yelling and screaming to the guy make the tackle as well. It was quite a game. We celebrated doubly. The Rams won the Super Bowl, and we won $500. So that was great. Any final thoughts on the Super Bowl, Nick, before we sign off here?
I hope it's going to be a shootout like all these Bengal and Rams games have been this postseason for the most part. I think the Rams should win. And if I were to bet, which I haven't decided yet, I might take the Bengals. And if I lose, I won't be upset. But I'm thinking Bengals here, Willie. I'm not gonna lie to myself. It's really hard, like I said, but I'm thinking Bengals. But looking forward to it. Having some people over Sunday. Gonna do some tacos and just kick back and enjoy the game.
Sounds fun. Willie's gonna lay low here and watch the game with the wife and the dogs, along with the son if he's around. But anyway, I guess we can talk some more after the game. And I wanted to thank Lenny. I don't know what the hell happened to him. I hope he's okay. I don't know what to say, but
he ordered a pizza or something. Maybe he went and ate it first.
I hope it all turns out well for him. Nick, thanks a lot for filling in, and we'll see you after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, I can't wait. Enjoy the game.
Bye.
Unbelievable.